Hey, what's up, everybody? So, welcome back to Buckeye Pinballer, and I'm back at Carpali's over at Legend Sports Bar. It's been a while since I did a video. Sorry, I'm kind of eating a Tic Tac. Looks a little weird. Um, so, we're just checking in. So far, the machine has been here probably, it's going into 2.5 months, going into 3 months now, since I moved it from the tavern next door to the sports bar, and it picked up a little bit of steam. But I've decided that the first couple of weeks it didn't make much, but then people started to realize it was over here, started getting a little more play. And so what I decided to do is a series of shorts following this video, and we're just going to keep checking in week to week. And I'm just going to leave the bill collector alone and the change bin alone. I'm just going to go through it and show a quick clip to see where it's at, so we can see just how long it takes for this thing to fill up. Only having one machine on location and only having Elvira on location. So we'll see how it goes. But I'll show a little bit of a clip in this video, and then come back, do a little more talking, and then we'll call it. But thanks for checking in to Buckeye Pinballer. Like, subscribe. You got questions, leave down below. I'll try and answer them. And yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open the machine up here. And we're not going to go through and take the money out, but we're going to look at where it's at. Alright, so you can see you know, there might be 20 bucks in there. I don't know. But you can see where it's at. So in the shorts to come, we're going to see each week, you know, where it's at. And I'll go ahead and take out the coin box here. Sorry, it's hard to hold the phone and do this all at the same time. But when you're doing these videos by yourself and you have no help, it is what it is. Oh, hold on there. Alright. So we're going to take it back out. And ta-da. So you can see about how full it is. I'm going to leave these quarters in here, and each week we'll take a sneak peek at what the bin looks like all the way up until I decide to do a collection. And so from this video on, you can kind of gauge how long it takes me to earn what I earn. And while we're at it, the play field is held up great. The light's held up great. I haven't had many issues with the machine. Early on, before I even had it on a location, I had an issue with the trunk multi-ball where the trunk lid wasn't closing properly, so the ball wasn't able to go through the ramp like it was supposed to. It would stop at the trunk because there'd be a little bit of a lip at the trunk. And like right here, it'd be raised up just enough to stop the ball from coming down through here. And it was this little metal tab that needed adjustment, and I monkeyed with that thing for quite some time before I figured out that little metal tab could just be bent slightly, and it allowed it to close over the lip. I'd show you in detail, but basically there's a little metal tab right underneath the top, and it was touching the other metal edge underneath, and it needed to go over one direction or the other for it to sit down. But at any rate, I fixed that. Then I had an issue where for a week I was coming in here trying to figure out why I couldn't lock balls in the garage, and it looked like there was some kind of metal stuff broken up underneath of there. Then finally I realized the whole time I was looking, if you look at the gargoyles, one there, there's supposed to be one there. had broken off, and a pinball had hit it and launched it into there and wedged it to where, you know, the drop target would go up and you could knock it down, but then when you roll the ball through there about halfway back, it hit that gargoyle and then come back out. I didn't realize it was the gargoyle stuck under there for the longest time. Got it out, ended up fixing over here the gargoyle, got it back on the post, and then after a few weeks, somebody had bounced it off of there again, probably because it was already broke and the mending job I did just wasn't par. So I'm going to have to go ahead and order a brand new gargoyle from Stern, but until I get to that point, everything plays properly. It's just missing one gargoyle, and you know, money is tight right now, so I just haven't ordered the part yet. So for now, it doesn't disrupt any kind of gameplay, so we're just going to leave it like that. But other than that one issue, everything else has been pretty tip-top. I'd run a tournament twice. The second time I ran the tournament, someone actually entered, but it ended up being the only entry. So I stopped deciding to run the single game tournaments for now until I generate some kind of a buzz in this place. But that's where we're at. And I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of test games and get out of here. And I'll catch you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. Don't be rude. And stay tuned. So I didn't ever really take any photos or video of the outside, but they got a volleyball court out here, and they do volleyball tournaments or leagues or whatever. It's actually a pretty sweet little setup, and it's decent size. Then when you come back over here, that's probably to hose off from being out in the volleyball with the sand and stuff. I don't know exactly, but you know, this deck has some tables, a nice long bench seat right here against the back red fence wall, and there's my beer sitting there, and then that bucket right there is for your smokers, and then over here they got another little table with some stools, and then up here they got a nice giant big screen for games and whatnot. And then along with this outdoor setup, of course, you know, you've seen in my other videos, you know, the inside they've got like 4 coin-op pool tables. The only thing I don't like about coin-op is they're not 9 foot, which is regulation size. And if you've ever gone into a pool place and rented the regulation size tables for a couple hours, you come to the coin-op 8-foot table, it just doesn't, it's not the same. It's too small. I don't really care for playing pool. And they do leagues here on those tables. If you want my honest opinion, I'd take 2 of those pay tables out and put at least like one 9-foot table in there for the league night or something. But at any rate, I just wanted to share a little of this footage with you while I was out back checking it out. This place has major potential as far as a bar goes, but I'm just not getting much love on the pinball machine like I want to. And I also believe, you know, from seeing pinball other places and from talking to people and watching videos through YouTube, I've come to learn that, you know, pinball needs to be a destination. So I need multiple machines, more than one machine, in order to make a better draw or better advertisement. Potentially, if I could have 5+ machines in here, maybe more than that even, but if I could have that many, I might be able to bring people in, you know, for tournaments and stuff. You know, if I have options to switch them out after a while or something. But my ultimate goal was to keep moving in my endeavors into being a vendor, you know, for game routing and whatnot. And, you know, plus I have a love for playing pinball. So in a way, it kind of gives me some money back on my hobby more than anything at this point. But I'd like it to be profitable. And I can see, though, with pinball, for any of those out there interested, you're definitely going to make a larger investment up front before you're going to see that money come back. And if you're not prepared to buy multiple machines, well, then you're kind of getting a bird's eye view of some of the stuff that I'm going through along my way, to owning more machines. So hopefully this helps give you an understanding of like what you're up against. But also, there are, other areas in your state, besides the place you might be currently, like in my situation. This Mount Vernon is a lot smaller than the major cities, and there are certain places that are more popular than others, with this being a smaller town and whatnot. Um, this place sees major business, but it's in the bowling alley and it's in the restaurant. And it sees major business here, but only on certain favorable nights or nights where they have bands. The problem with that is they're there for the pool league or the darts or the band, and then my pinball machine during that time doesn't get much love. So I got a long road ahead of me to figure out how to maximize this location. I hope that I come up with a conclusion that works. Worst case scenario is I keep building and this just becomes a location where I just happen to have one or two machines on location, and then we'll start diving into other locations. So this is either going to become something here, or eventually I'm going to start spreading out. But this is obviously the building ground where I start. So, okay, enough rambling, enough looking around at the outside patio. I appreciate everybody for coming along for the ride. Hopefully this wasn't too boring. Hopefully my videos continue to get better as things progress. Right now I know they're focused on one game at this point, but I have some content coming where I'll dive into some other things that I'm not quite ready for yet, but so stay tuned and see the content coming.